It's snowing. It's almost Christmas.
And winter's on its way.
Yes.
Finally. Although I think it's supposed to melt again. But stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's kind of iffy. That says it might warm up, but it might not. So either way, they're calling for more snow in the forecast too. So it seems like it might be here to stay this time around.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of that, I don't know, signal from nature, I guess, that the year's coming to an end. And like I say, real winter's coming for us sooner than later. We're getting to the point that I'm going to say it this way, a lot of the work that we've done this year, raising food, growing food, processing food, I guess two of those are the same thing, but all the stuff that's involved with that, we're getting to the end, and we're about to get into our sort of yearly totals of how much we actually produce and stuff. But so stay tuned for that.
Homestead economics is coming.
Yep, we've got some things planned for early 2022 to talk about economics, homestead plans, review looking back.
What was worth it, what wasn't.
On 2021, and maybe some challenges that everybody should think about coming up. But on that note, as we're both getting covered in snow.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those interesting things that it's often thought of that as harvest season winds down, all of a sudden downtime comes for the homestead. And to be honest, we find that is not reality.
Well, there's a small truth to it. You're not doing as much. You're not canning as much. You're not harvesting as much. You're not, well, maybe not be harvesting at all. But there's still things that have to be done, especially if you have animals, but even if you don't.
Well, and it all hinges on what you've taken on your homestead and how sustainable you're trying to be and things like that. I mean, we have sort of that flip side of things that, yes, we're not harvesting, but then we go into the effort of using the products that we have harvested, whether it's food. I mean, the freezers are full of stuff that we tucked away to can over the winter, fruit for making jams, jellies, that sort of thing. And then you've got the fleece, which we've got to now process and make into wonderful products that we can use on the homestead or potentially sell, pending what you do with your products. You know, I mean, it's something to help bring in a little bit, generate a bit of income. And I think that's one of the things that homesteaders tend to kind of focus on over the winter time. Is summer is about filling the pantry, getting things growing, that sort of stuff.
At least where we are.
Yes, and then winter is downtime from those things, but time to focus on other aspects of it.
Go time for other things.
Exactly. Go time. And to be honest, one thing that I do find on the homestead here, at least in Canada, where we're, you know, you've got 4 months of the year that are kind of written off for doing that gardening side of things, is that's a very small window to get the other stuff finished. The gardening window and the harvesting window and all that seems much larger than the little window that you get to do, I'm going to say, those fun things, whether they're fun or not.
So I think you had a good point too about the sustainable side of things. That's really that part that it doesn't end, because it's not like you just have one big massive harvest and or one big year and you're done. You're doing it every year for the rest of your life. That's kind of part of the point. And I think on a nice snowy day where it's looking quite bright and festive outside, the dark side of all of this is a lot of us are doing it because we want that food security. And once you go down that road, it's a lifelong commitment, and therefore it's always work.
Yeah, but, there's always some aspect of work that needs to happen on the homestead.
So on that note, as we kind of look out over the garden and the rabbits and a chicken that's coming around the corner here momentarily, right on cue.
He doesn't like the snow on his toes.
No, he doesn't like the snow.
This is his first time having snow, though.
Yep, well, there's much snow. But as we look out over the garden, it's kind of getting to that time of a little bit of actual downtime, despite the fact that we sound kind of doom and gloom. We do have some downtime coming over the holidays as we kind of get ready to start all over again at the beginning of 2022 and
bring on the planning.
Bring on the planning and another year's cycle, I suppose, for lack of a better way to put it.